brought to you by All Moto Tire, Northwest Montana's best source for your motorcycle tire needs. Welcome back. Today, we're going to explore more of Northwest Montana's 2 lanes and backroads. We'll do an approximate 120-mile loop, covering both paved and gravel roads. We first head north from Kalispell through the beautiful West Valley. We'll stop at the Tally Lake campground, then curve southward to Sylvia Lake. Then it's time for a lunch break at Kelsey Cummings Park along the south shore of Little Bitterroot Lake. We'll experience our most challenging section traversing Lower Lost Prairie Road. Completing the loop, we'll zip back east to Kalispell on Montana Highway 2. Heading north on Farm to Market Road, the landscape up the west side of the Flathead Valley is dotted with small farms and open fields. Soon we're on the more curvy part of the road, surrounded by green forest. Turning westward off the pavement, we'd find our first gravel of the day on Tally Lake Road, stopping at the campground for a short break. After pausing for a look at the very low-flow Logan Creek, it was back on the gravel for the connection south to Sylvia Lake. There were plenty of dry, dusty gravel roads to cover today. I tried to keep my speed down and avoid spinning up the rear tire. Many times I've been at the back of the pack on days like this. I know the displeasure of eating clouds of dust. The route from Tally Lake briefly becomes paved, unfolding into a beautifully curved section that invites a more fluid ride and a break from the dusty conditions. A few miles north of Sylvia Lake, the road turns back to gravel and the elevation rises. Although late summer temps were heating up, so far it had been a great ride. The road is traveled by the occasional four-wheeler, so be ready for the random encounter. Like this Forest Service truck, fogging down the road at a pretty good clip, I might add. Hence, adhere to the motto, stay to the right, skip the fight. Taking a break from the dust, we stopped at Sylvia Lake. At just under 23 acres, the lake isn't large, but I'm told it holds some nice cutthroat trout and Arctic grayling.
Damn, I can't see anything.
If you want to go in front for a while, that's fine.
No, you know the road. I'll follow you. It's okay. I think we might have left Rob behind a little ways.
For not being a dyed-in-the-wool dirt biker like Gary and myself, Rob did a great job piloting the big BMW on these gravel roads. The clear water and rising fish made it tempting to haul out the fly rod. Then it was off to take some time for a lunch break at Kelsey Cummings Park along the south shores of the Little Bitterroot Lake. For a few miles, the gravel gives way to a nice paved section. The change-up provided a brief respite from the dust. The road surface returned to gravel, and we had a few more miles to reach our lunch stop. Little Bitterroot Lake spans almost 3,000 acres. Dotted with homes along its shorelines, it's a popular place for fishing, boating, and outdoor activity. About the only amenities at Kelsey Cummings Park are the few picnic tables down at the beach. That was okay. We'd brought our lunch and would spend some relaxing time on a beautiful western Montana day.
Nice little picnic spot. Got a little bit of shade.
We enjoyed some conversation, watched a golden retriever frolicking in the water, and heard an occasional loon calling from across the lake. After some confusion about the route, we hooked up with Lower Lost Prairie Road. For now, the track was a nice gravel road through the pines. Unbeknownst to us at the time, however, things were about to get, shall we say, interesting. As we progressed, so did the climb in elevation. For the three of us, each mile brought unfamiliar landscapes, every turn a discovery. Nearing the summit, the road surface began to transition from gravel and hardpack to a loose, powdery silt. It was just a hint of what was to come. Once again, I was reminding myself that I hadn't ditched the panniers and top box. Not to mention, I'd promised myself that I would install tires with a little more aggressive tread. With each turn of the wheel sending up a choking veil of smoke-like dust, a storm that swallowed the horizon at times, leaving following riders blind. At one point in a deeper silt section, Gary was afraid of losing momentum and shot around. The ensuing cloud totally occluded the world around me. I waited for the dust to clear and made my way forward. Unfortunately, just around the bend, he'd encounter a rock that shot him off his line, taking him and the bike to ground. After helping Gary stand his BMW upright, we waited for Rob to appear. We were very glad to hear the throaty sound of his Akrapovic exhaust from around the bend. He rolled up, covered in dust, having wrestled with the same tip over back up the trail. By now, I was feeling quite guilty for having led my fellow riders into this nasty situation. Somehow, I'd managed to stay upright, but I for sure wasn't enjoying this part of the ride. I was somewhat proud of myself for having made sure to turn on my chin camera. I was going to add some real adventure footage to this video. Yay, filmmaker! However, upon downloading my clips to the computer, I miraculously deleted or otherwise lost every bit of it. Boo, editor guy. Me. Now regrouped, we debated turning back or moving forward. Figuring that heading downhill would certainly be better ground, we chose the latter. Mother Nature wasn't quite done with us yet, however, and my luck was about to run out. So there I was, on a large and no doubt overloaded machine for this kind of riding, now faced with picking up the bike on my own. Picking up the bike from a flat, hard surface is chore enough, but now that silt turned my front end into a plow. Mustering all the strength and anger I had in me, I managed to get the bike back on two wheels. By that point, I was well tired of this stuff. At just shy of 70 trips around the sun, I employ a lot more caution in just how aggressively I attack my riding. At the end of the day, my goal is to have fun, but to arrive home in one piece. So I waddled my way through the deep stuff, just hoping the guys were doing okay.
couldn't hear you guys, so I was walking up the hill. You did? This is tough shit here. I hope it stops, but it doesn't look like we're going to stay at the same elevation, it looks like.
It was a hot day and a rather strenuous workout for this old man. I was ready for the times to get better.
We're not that far away, though. We only got maybe 3 miles.
Indeed, as we dropped elevation, the road surface did improve. At the next planned route turn, I stopped to wait for the guides. As it turned out, and I say this with the utmost respect for Rob, whose dirt expertise is minimal, today it's a good thing he was the slow rider. Just before Rob arrived at this intersection, a large SUV with an older couple pulled up to ask, "Are you going that way?" When we told them yes, they strongly advised us not to do that and suggested an alternate route. As it turned out, they lived a few miles up from where we had stopped. They said they had pulled many folks out of what was way worse conditions on the road we were about to cover. Thank goodness for local intel. We were very lucky that Rob was the slow guy today. I'm always amazed when I ride through what some might call the wilderness and where people choose to live. Way up on the mountaintop, there were several off-grid dwellers. The SUV couple warned us about the crazy guy that had built 3 huge dirt speed bumps in front of his property. Not a big deal for the KTM. With the exception of a few rocky sections, the rest of the route down the mountain was way better than the summit.
There's Upper Lost Prairie.
This is the road we should have taken. Upper Lost.
Oh, you mean the road we're on now, or this one?
This one.
We got off
From the lake. Instead of going the way we did on Lower Lost Prairie.
We should have went upper. So I'm not seeing how we get down to Lost Prairie Road.
Unless you're a fan of the deep powdery stuff, I'd avoid Lower Lost Prairie Road. Had it not been for me wanting to check out Kelsey Cummings Park, we might not have tortured ourselves. But I've never ridden that road either, so riders beware.
Straight run to McGregor Lake now? Or is there something another?
It's a little windy, but yeah, that's where we're going.
But there's no, like, gotta turn left, gotta
Yeah,
turn...
we got to make a left.
What?
We'll need to make a left.
Okay. Wait for me at the lefty.
I will certainly do that.
The route out to the pavement would be rocky, yes, but I'll take the rocks over that loose talcum powder any day.
Hope Don makes it through that okay.
Rob is getting his workout today.
Tell you what, he's on a steep learning curve. So am I. Got to keep your momentum up on that. Boy, this KTM just eats this shit up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just got the best suspension in the world.
There he is. Hey. I used to ride with guys that some were a little slower than me.
Yeah.
And you know, you'd get to a checkpoint or a stopping point, you'd be waiting. Then he'd finally show up. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, but I too have been one of those guys at the back of the pack. Chalk up another well done job for Rob. I'm proud of you, buddy.
fun?
It's going to get easier from here.
Okay.
Dusty conditions aside, it was a welcome relief to be back on a smoother track. Now it was just a matter of opening up the throttle a bit, letting the wind cool us down, and make our way to Highway 2 east back to Kalispell. Before we said our goodbyes for the day, we made one last stop in Marion at the Hilltop Hitching Post, enjoying a cool drink and kibitzing about the day. Hey friends, thanks for watching. There's another Western Montana loop in the can, queued up and ready for the editing bench. Stay tuned. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and click the bell to be notified of future releases. We do appreciate it.